Okay. Ready now?
Yeah.
All right. This hearing of the Board of Zoning and Building Code of Appeals is now called to order at 6:31 on June 16th, 2020. All attendance members of the board, please.
Mr. Pilato,
Here.
Mr. Ferraro,
Here.
Mr. Shelko,
Here.
Ms. Metzel,
Here.
Mr. Iofreda.
Speaking.
Thank you. Also present is Building Department and Zoning Inspector Chris Hall, correct? Is he here?
Yep, here.
Building Official Bob Rodak. And I don't think the Law Director is here this evening, is he? Don't think so. Okay. Last month's minutes, I'd like to ask if anybody has any comments.
I didn't see the minutes. Did they get emailed? Because they weren't in the packet.
Yeah. Rachel emailed them everybody, yes.
Okay, I'll go back and check.
Would you please review them? If there's any problem, let us know, okay? Any other comments on the minutes last month? Okay. I would like to take this opportunity, if there's a motion, to accept them.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from previous meeting.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Got that, Rachel?
Yep.
All right. All persons wishing to speak on any issue will please raise their right hand and affirm this oath. Alicia, I think this would be you, please, because you're the only one. Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you will be given before is to the best of your knowledge and an accurate, truthful presentation of the fact? If so, say I do.
I do.
Now, in turn, please state your name and relationship to the case for the tape recorder voice recognition, and that would be case 655.
Alicia DeSantis, homeowner.
Thank you. This hearing will be conducted in accordance with the provision of the Ohio Sunshine Law. The notice of the hearing was duly published in the newspaper in general circulation in the city of Macedonia. The notice is available for review upon request at the building department. The rules of the board require affirmative vote of 3 members in order to pass, regardless of the number of members present at the hearing. The hearing is conducted in an informal manner to review the evidence and to respond to questions. However, there is an outline of steps that will be taken in order. The appellate does not have to be present for the board to hear the case is publicized. Each case number appeal request is announced in its turn. The first case will be 6, and the appeal form is in order. Is there any correspondence from any adjacent property owners, Rachel?
Yes. We had a phone call from one of the adjacent property owners. They called to say that they have no objection to the fence. They just want to make sure that there's no damage on their property.
Okay.
That's it.
Is there any unsolicited correspondence regarding the case?
No.
No. Okay. Will the zoning inspector please state the city's position?
The Board of Zoning and Building Code Appeals will hear a request for a variance at 736 Mill Stream Run. The variance is to section 1171.16 D15. Privacy fences, open fences, and chain link fences are not permitted in front yards. The applicant is requesting a variance to have a fence in a front yard on a corner lot.
Does the board have any questions from the city? Okay, I guess we don't. All right, the board will allow the presentation from the applicant. Please state your presentation on this case, Alicia.
I'm sorry, my presentation on this case?
Yes, it's just why you want the fence, what you're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
do.
Yes, we are on a corner lot. We are the very first home in the development. Upon the entrance, we have 2 small children. So that's the reason we desire the fence. We also have an animal. We're concerned about so much traffic coming in and out of the development, as well as our yard is quite sloped. If we were to line it up with the corner aspect of the home. So the fence would be along the slope. So we're asking to take it out 10 to 12 feet away from the side of the house into the side yard to allow it to be on more level ground.
Okay. Members, you have any questions?
I have a few for the homeowner, Alicia.
Yes.
I'm looking at your hand-drawn drawing, where you're showing us the fence with dotted lines. That one. Do you have a door in the back of your house?
There is.
Way into the backyard?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What would be your particular reason for wanting it so close to the neighbor, 3 foot? Like, why don't you consider maybe you would have it come off the back of the house like the other one that you're talking about, your neighbor across the way? They have theirs coming off the back of their house.
Are you referring to the
I'm
gate?
looking at the right side. No, I'm not looking at the 12-foot side. I'm looking at the other side.
Okay, the one that's closest to the okay, that's butting up to the neighbors.
The neighbors, yeah. Why do you want the 6-foot gate way up there?
Oh, you mean so it comes up the house a bit. There is an eave spout there. There's a downspout, we were told by the people that came in to install the fence. So they said that we would have to bring it up or bring it back. So to allow for the gate to enter directly back versus out.
Well, okay, that wasn't exactly what I was wondering.
I'm sorry, I probably didn't understand your question.
No, are you looking at the same drawing as we are?
I think
Yes.
what Mrs. Metzel is asking is you have a 6-foot, is that a 6-foot gate or is that 6 foot to the property line from your house to the property line?
6 foot to the property line.
Okay, and you're gonna put a 5-foot gate there, you want, correct?
So it would be a 4-foot gate actually. So it'd be, I believe it should be a 4-foot gate and then.
And what she's asking is how far off the property line is it? Am I correct, Sue? Is that what you're asking?
Okay. Why wouldn't we take it 3 feet from the property line?
Right. That's
No, we were
is that
going to
correct,
keep
Sue?
Is that what you have it as, 3 foot?
No,
that's
we
what
have it on the property line just because of our limitation of our lot.
Okay, but what I'm trying to determine is if you do have a door to get out from the back of your house, why don't you just run the fence on the right-hand side off the back of your house? Straight back. Do you see what I'm asking?
Oh,
Why do you need to enclose that extra little piece? That's,
I think what you're saying is why is it not in line with the other gate?
yes,
Oh, in line with the other house.
yeah.
Yeah, we brought it up because of the downspout.
Where exactly is this down?
It's right on the corner aspect of the house. So the very back right corner of the house, there's a downspout drain.
So that's why you can't have it coming off the back corner of your house.
Right,
Because
so
of-
if we pinned it there, we'd have to actually bring it back into the backyard, or we'd have to bring it forward. So we're asking to bring it forward. I think that was on the bullet point 2, was about the downspout.
Okay, I didn't remember seeing anything about that, but perhaps I missed it. About the downspout.
Do you know the? Go ahead. Anything else?
So is that the neighbor that just wants to make sure thing is damaged on his property, the one to the right of you?
I'm not sure, I'm not aware of the people that have called. I've spoke to our adjoining neighbor. I don't know that they've called the city.
Okay, Rachel, do you know which house it was? Well, that's
do
your
not.
own neighbor because you're next to the street, right? So that would have to be
Yeah,
the neighbor.
so I'm assuming that it was them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're planning to put it 3 foot off the property line. That's the minimum. I mean, is that where you're planning to put it?
Yes, from the property line. And then moving it up from the corner of the house
Mm-hmm.
on the right side. And on the left side, from the corner of the house, 10 to 12 feet out and 6 feet up from the corner.
Okay, so the corner is 6 foot up on that side of the house. And on the other side of the house, how far up is that from the corner of the house?
He recommended 6 to 8 feet. And I think I might have put 8 on that one versus the 6.
Well, if you go 6 foot, it would be even with the other one on the other side of the house, correct?
Yes. So it would just be like if you looked directly across the house, it should be even.
All right, because on your drawing, it's not showing that. It's
Yeah,
showing,
like I said, he said 6 to 8 feet, and I think I took the higher number.
okay,
You took 12 feet.
okay. Chris, do we have a problem with that? If we go 8 feet instead of 6 feet like on the
Fences
other
are-
side for aesthetic reasons?
Fences are allowed to be in side yards and in the rear yard. And in this case, the only issue that we're discussing really is the 12-foot distance out on the Creekside Parkway side.
Right,
It can be on the property line with adjacent property owner signatures. So next to 740 there's no issue on the 31-foot length of fence wherever they started in the side yard. The only issue would be the 12 feet out on the Creekside Parkway side.
right, on the slope that side there where it's at. But what I'm saying is instead of it being 8 foot up from the corner of the house and 6 foot up on the other corner, wouldn't it be better to have it 6 foot on both sides?
Well, that's the variance that she's requesting, and I think on my drawing it's 12 feet. I had 2 of them here.
Well, we have one drawing here, and neither of the drawings has how many feet up from the house it is.
Well,
All we saw is the dotted line. So I guess my request would be is if you're gonna go 6 feet up on the 12-foot gate side, the 12 side, I would go 6 foot on the other side. On the corner of the house.
Does that affect where the slope is though? Is that why?
Oh, we're talking about the side adjacent to the other house, so that's our side yard, correct?
Oh, we're talking about
Correct.
the other side by the street.
The
aren't we?
street side? Okay. I thought you were talking about the side that's connected to our neighbors.
No, the only side of the house that really matters for this variance is the side that's on Creekside Parkway.
That's correct,
Yeah.
So,
which is the 12 foot.
yeah, 12 feet from the, so it looks like it's 12 feet from the house to the end of the fence and then another 12 feet to Creekside Parkway.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So the variance is that.
And there's no side, Is there any sidewalk there at all?
There's no sidewalk. It's just goes directly into the street.
So Matt, you're correct. It's 12 feet from the house, 12 feet from Creekside Drive. That's
And-
where the variance is being asked. Okay, as far as the other side of the house,
Yep,
it's in code.
Yeah, and the fact is that because you're on a corner lot, that's considered 2 front yards, and so right now what we have to look at is, okay, she added into the documentation that there's precedent across the street, kind of across the street at 731, and so you can kind of see. I don't know if anybody else has this black and white.
Yes,
Google map aerial view.
we have it.
You can see 731. You can barely make out the fence there, along Creekside Parkway. So the question is not over dimensions. It's really over the fact that can the presence of that be on in a technically front yard, right, quote unquote. So that my opinion is that if there's one right across the street that has that condition present, and there was a variance granted for that one, it seems that there really isn't anything else to consider. Do you agree, or?
Well, that was I was going to bring it up. Do the previous board members? Do you remember the prop? Ken,
Not this one.
Sue, do you remember? Okay.
This might have been before my time, but I don't know. Sue, do you remember?
Kind of remember, but it would have been nice to have
Yeah,
their.
I was just wondering if you guys remember.
Too. So, yeah, to see how far everything was. That we granted.
Well, like Matt,
Did Sam cut out?
said, okay,
Yeah, you're freezing up, Sam.
across the street. When I
Sam, maybe turn off your video.
no different than across.
Yeah, maybe try turning off your video. You might get better connection bandwidth.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
We didn't hear anything you said.
Okay, how about now? Could you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
And you look a lot better.
Thank you. I appreciate that. When I said, previous board, okay, approved across the street, which is basically the same thing that is being asked on this side at 736. So, I mean, I don't see any problem with it, as Matt stated also, okay? I'm in favor of it. So the rest of the board, I'd like to hear from you.
Somewhere down the line, we have set a precedent.
Yes.
And how do we not accept the variance when we have, or someone has done it in the past?
Right.
Well, you know what? We're looking mostly at the hardship of the way the lot is with the slope. That's kind of what we should be focused on, is why do they need it? And they need it because their yard is unusual. It's not flat. So they need to work with that slope where they put the fence.
And unlike the one request we had where they just wanted part of a fence, this is to fill the whole backyard and to enclose it. So we had the one we turned down because it was just a piece.
Right.
And so this I think it's better put together.
And there's also
Okay.
the hardship of having 2 front yards in such a relatively small lot, right? With the houses so close together. So if you only went into the backyard, you'd have a very significantly smaller area that's usable, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then basically it's really not worth it just doing that, okay? At least this is where you have a backyard, okay?
Right.
So, and the gates going in and out, are needed for mowing lawn, doing what you have to do. So any other comments from the board on this case? Well, then, I would like to entertain a motion.
Motion to accept case number, oh, sorry, I lost it. Case number 655, to approve a variance to allow for a fence in a front yard.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Will the recording secretary please call a roll for the vote, please?
Mr. Pilato,
Yes?
Ms. Metzel,
Yes,
Mr. Shelko,
Yes.
Mr. Ferraro,
Yes.
Mr. Iofreda,
Yes,
The motion has been passed on case 655. Great. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, just 1 second, please. Before we do, I'd like to thank Mrs. DeSantis for coming this evening, and you're all finished if you would like. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Also, did everybody get correspondence from Rachel that the meeting in July will be at City Hall?
yes.
Yep.
Yes, the same third Wednesday of the month at 6:30.
It
Yep.
should be. Rachel will do it. And I don't, anything else basically. Does anybody else have anything? No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, this is probably one of the shortest meetings we've had or I've had since I've been on the board. So that's
good.
good.
Okay.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sue. So go ahead. You could.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. See you all in July.
Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
Thank you.
If we have something.
Have a good evening, everybody.
All right.
Have a
Good
good
night,
evening.
everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.